Juliana Pena and Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes looked like an absolute world beater. She was just absolutely fantastic, man. The first round was pretty competitive. I thought that I felt like Amanda won the first round too, but it was a pretty one-sided affair after that. Amanda was working in uppercuts, really messing with Juliana Pena whenever she was kind of doing her dip and jab. The uppercut was nerfing that. Big overhand rights on the counter. Looked great. I mean, was in good shape. Held, the gas tank held up for the full 5 rounds. Was winning the stand-up battle. Was winning the grappling. Was winning it on the ground. I mean, was winning it everywhere she went. Juliana Pena gave some really, really good like submission attempts off the bottom and stuff. Like, it's not to say that she wasn't a game opponent, man. She's a great champion, a great fighter, heart of a lion. But at the end of the day, Amanda Nunes just looked bigger, like a bigger girl, and was in there in really good shape. And that was that, man. I mean, Amanda Nunes is a bigger, stronger girl, focused. It was her fight. Let's see what could look good for either of these girls. So this was a bantamweight, right? Yeah, this is bantamweight. So let's see who's coming up at bantamweight right now. I mean, I know that they were talking about potentially doing Shevchenko and Nunes 3, which y'all can take my money on that any weekend. I mean, there's Ketlin Vieira, who is a tough cookie, man. Ketlin Vieira is a fun fight at women's bantamweight. Holly Holmes up there, but has already been given that work. Irene Aldana, Raquel Pennington. I mean, none of these really make my dick tingle except for Ketlin Vieira. I think Ketlin could be a Ketlin Vieira. I think she could be a pretty fun fight. She's a big old girl, tough girl, and I think that she's going to give anybody trouble. So that's something. But I mean, if I'm the UFC, I'm probably gunning for Shevchenko and Nunes 3. Right, that's going to be what's interesting. You might want to run it back between Nunes and Pena so they can have a trilogy. But I mean, that fight was pretty damn dominant, man. I don't know if the brass is gonna go for that. So we'll see how things play out. If I had to gamble, I would say that Amanda Nunes is probably going to wind up fighting Valentina Shevchenko for a third time, or Juliana Pena for a third time. I think that she's probably got a trilogy on the horizon for her. But outside of that, I'd personally like to see her fight Ketlin Vieira. I think that'd be a very, very good fight. But what's next for Juliana Pena? I mean, man, took a tough loss. Fights like Irene Aldana, Yana Kunitskaya. I mean, she's going to have to just gatekeep for Amanda Nunes for a little while, right? If she wins 2-3 fights in a row, she's back in there fighting for the title again. But I think at this point she's batting second behind Amanda Nunes clearly.